everybody's going to tell me I'm crazy when I say Providence is a really good team. I don't care what you think. I'm the guy watching the tapes, and you guys all aren't. So a week ago Sunday they played UConn an 8-point game at home, and then Friday they played Marquette a 2-point game. I'm sure they prepared and were really ready for Marquette, and now they got caught with us 2 days after that. So our players were ready to play, and I think it's really important that we were ready to play. My message to the team before the game was it's not like we didn't work on the details necessary to fix what happened Friday. We did that yesterday, but today's message was basically I asked them before the game, where were you a week ago? And a couple of them had to scratch their heads, where were we? Well, we were in South Orange, New Jersey, beating a really good, tough Seton Hall team on the road and hunkering down and being really taking care of business against a really good basketball team that's got some really good players. And then I reminded them that I asked Miss Morrow what she did a week ago, and she said, "Well, I guess I got a lot of rebounds." Yeah, you did. And Lexi Held, you're fourth in the nation in assists. So yeah, this is a really good group of young women that we're coaching here, and they have a lot of talent. And we just have to get this harnessed, bottled, put together at the right moment as we come down the stretch of the season. So Providence, if you're not ready to play against that Providence team, they're going to beat you. And so that's really, I'm just thrilled that the team was ready to play. 4:30 this morning, we get the word that Kiara Collier, our bench that wasn't used the other night, right, Trish? The bench that wasn't used the other night, it starts with Kiara Collier right now, and Kiara Collier, we've already got Deba Kelja out, and I didn't address that the other night because I was just so ticked off. But Deba Kelja was a Big East non-conference, a Big East all Big East honorable mention a year ago, and she magnanimously took a role coming off the bench this year, but she's been very important to us coming off the bench. She's not been here now. She's never been hurt in her life in 5 years, and she's not been with us since, we played against Georgetown, whatever day that was. I think January 16th. We missed Deba Kelja. Kiara Collier has been in and out of the lineup all year with different issues, from the NCAA to her own COVID issues to now we get the call about food poisoning this morning at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. So now we're without Kiara Collier. And then you have the situation where Sonia Morris is really focused and ready to play. I think she scored 9 points in about 6 minutes. So there was a great focus by Sonia, and she was ready to come back off of a tough ball game the other night. And she turns an ankle. So, it's just really, really important that someone like Kendall steps up here today, and Darian and Deja Church. Everybody's got to step up. Doesn't mean be better than you can be. Step up doesn't mean score 40. It means be the best you that you can be. That's what step up means. And I think we had a good step up game from some of these players today. And at DePaul, I'll close with this before you ask questions. I really do believe that Mother's Day, the true Mother's Day, is your birthday. Whenever you have a birthday, you should get your mother a present. You don't remember the day you were born. Your mother doesn't forget the day you were born. Your mother did all the work. You don't get to pick your parents. You don't get to get your birthday. You don't get to pick your generation. She did all the work. So when it's your birthday, give your mother a present. It was nice to see Kendall Holmes give her mother a present of 4 3-point shots today, because that was a nice present to give your mother, Kim, today, Kendall. So happy birthday and great job of giving your mom those 4 shots. All right, open it up here for the players. And again, we got UConn coming at us. We'll talk more about that after we get these back to their locker room. Go ahead.
All right, Kendall. Obviously, it's your birthday. Talk about how did it feel to have the performance that you did on your birthday.
I got to give that all to my teammates. They were setting me up and I was just able to knock down the shots. They instilled confidence in me. They pushed me every single day in practice, and it just constantly makes me better.
Deja, what was your first thoughts? And it can go for you as well, Darian. What was your first thoughts when Sonya went down, and how did you personally take that initiative to step up, as Coach said, in her absence?
When Sonya first went down, I thought she was gonna. I already knew she was gonna pop back up. Sonya is one of the toughest players we got on our team. When she went down, I just told her I was like, it's just the initial pain. It's gonna be okay. You good? You good? She like, okay, okay. But after that, we kind of joked on the sideline. She'll be back. She's a tough kid. But I mean, after she went down, we had a really good start, and me, Lexi, and the rest of the upperclassmen just pulled everybody together and told everybody, we got a big lead. Let's keep going, keep our foot on the gas, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah. To go off what she said, Sign's a really tough player. So when she was down for a while, I was just like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Everything's gonna be okay. I know she's gonna work hard. get back as soon as possible. And yeah, like Church said, everyone had to gather together and just say we got to step up now.
You've had your fair share of ankle injuries um, this season that we know of. So
Hold on,
what
let's
kind of
knock on
advice?
wood.
So what kind of advice would you give Sonya as she's going through this now?
Oh yeah, so in the locker room, so when she was down, I told her, I said, okay, it's just the initial pain, and she was like, oh, I got to the locker room and it was still hurting a little bit. I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna hurt today, but tomorrow you're gonna wake up feeling good. In the locker room, halftime, told her to keep moving it around. She was listening to my advice, and I think she'll be back pretty soon.
Hi, for Deja first, as a team veteran,
Yeah.
looking ahead into the tournament, what advice do you give to the young players on the team, or the younger players, I should say?
To keep working for games like this where we wake up and players are out and you never know when your day in the sun's gonna come and to step up like Kendall did, knock down big shots. Just being there in every aspect, physically, just being a good teammate, and obviously enjoying the process. We're trying to get to the NCAA tournament. Is somewhere where I've been my first 2 years, and I want to get back there.
And Darian, what did you learn in your first season? What was the biggest lesson you learned in the first season to come into this season?
The biggest thing I learned is that everything's a process, whether it's offensively, defensively, like everything is going to be different from you. Everything's going to be a different change, a different environment, and that change is okay. Just to go with the process and be open to learning and working hard each and every day.
Thank you. And Kendall, lastly, happy birthday, of course.
Thank you.
So we have to ask you, is there going to be any celebration tonight, any pizza or anything?
I'll probably just go out to dinner with my family. They're here today.
Well, enjoy.
Thank you.
So every time you guys have lost a game this season, you've come back with a win. No, second loss after that. So I'm just wondering, is there something that Coach talks about or hits on after a loss that really resonates with you guys, or is something maybe differently that you guys do that kind of refocuses you? And why do you think that is that you guys are able to really bounce back so quickly?
Obviously, Coach, he says what he has to say, but we have four or five upperclassmen on our team, and we know every game that we have lost this season is not really because of the team, it's because of us. So we don't really let ourselves get down too much. Like, we go into practice, watch film, and we learn from it. And we come into the next game with like a little a vengeance, but I mean, like I said, every game that we have lost is because of us. So we know what we're capable of. So we just try to stay positive and look forward to the next game.
Yeah, to go off what she said, every game that we've lost, we looked back in the mirror and said, we could have done something differently to, change the outcome of that. So, in this league, the Big East, anybody can beat anyone. So, and we know that going into each and every game. So, we really just lock in and focus on the game that's in front of us. So then, once that's done, we focus on the next one.
Yeah, I would have to agree with both of them. I think it's just us as a team coming together and being like, we got to get the next game. We got to focus on the next one, work just as hard, because we can get beat in any game if we don't show up.
Thank you.
Thanks, y'all. Happy birthday. Have fun with the folks. You all right?
Yeah.
Coach, obviously Sonya's down with the ankle injury. I know it's fresh, but is there any update as far as her status with that injury right now?
I don't know. I mean, that's in the training room. I really don't know. I mean,
Okay.
we'll see. I mean, I don't want to even
All right.
begin to conjecture what's happening with her ankle.
Okay. And with her, potentially being out for this next game against UConn, who do you expect to be the next person to step up?
Well, we don't know the status of Kiera Collier, and I mean, Kiera Collier was coming off the bench first if she's healthy and available, but we don't know her status. So I mean, I would expect that that's where we would probably have to go. Kendall, it's good for Kendall to get the Kendall story is really so much more than just knocking down shots today. People forget that she tore her Achilles a year ago. She had Achilles surgery a year ago, January. And she came back. I mean, I was shocked how hard she pushed herself to be back in practice in November. October, November, she really pushed herself to be back. And okay, now she pushes herself to be back. And most people from an Achilles don't come back for a good full year. All right, now next, okay, so now she comes back, and now she's not got her true basketball legs under her. She's not, why does a good shooter not make shots? Well, there's a lot that goes into shooting that's just more than just shooting, and just her own conditioning, her own just getting those basketball legs back. That just doesn't happen with a snap of the finger. Don't forget also, not only did she have surgery a year ago, January, we're in COVID. She had surgery, she went home. We didn't see her until June. I mean, it's crazy what some of this COVID stuff does. But I mean, she tears her Achilles. She's going to have surgery. She has surgery. She goes home to rehab at home, and so basically, for all intents and purposes, she truly is a freshman this year. I mean, she got some game experience early last season before the Achilles tear, but so it's just really been a work in progress. We need what Kendall brings, and she brings she's a smart player that knows how to find openings, and she can play off people's ability to get to the paint. And we have a lot of people that can get to the paint. She's been doing that, but now she's got to get her shot to go down. And today, finally, it was just a thrill to watch that happen for her and us. So she'll play, and it's been, again, I referenced Trish's question the other day because, again, it's a great question. Well, they got 32 points off their bench. You got none. Okay, that's a nice question. Nice, but now you go back and you look at that. Wait a minute here. One of their starters went out the first possession, so basically they had a kid in the starting spot every freaking minute of the game except one possession, and then Jim believes in starting his third best player is Morgan Malley, and she don't start. So I'm not playing that game. I'm not starting one of our best players to bring her off the bench. All right. So at any rate, but Trish's question is a good one. Your player's exhausted, so maybe you need to get more people in there. Yeah, she's right. That's true. But I mean, the players have a chance to play. They play. And tonight they had a chance to play. And Kendall came up big time tonight. And at the same time, we were up 37 tonight with 2 minutes and 39 seconds to go in the third. All right, we won by 21. So you guys can do the math. All right. So and people got a chance to play tonight. So all right, if it's just so easy, use your bench. We'd be using our bench. So it's just one of those things that we're trying to work ourselves through. We need Deepa Kelja back. There's no question. She gives us a very important boost off the bench, and her numbers aren't what they were a year ago, but her energy, her her mojo, we miss it. And it's a big miss. And I was concerned about this game because she was really good in our first game there. And we didn't have her. So we need Kelja back. We need to get Kiara Collier. I'm pointing to Kiara Collier. I don't know why I'm pointing there, but Kiara Collier, I'm pointing that's her spot in our locker room. In our locker room, they're sitting in front of me. That's her missing spot. So she would be right next to Jill Helleby. So I'm pointing to Kiara Collier. We need Collier back. And hopefully, we can have Sonya back by Friday, but you never know. It's not in my hands. It's in the doctor's hands, and it's in the health of her. We'll never play a player before. They've got to be. We'll never endanger their long-term health. So that's up to the docs. That's up to Sonya. So we'll see what happens.
With the game happening Friday with UConn, obviously you lost a tough one here at home. What is your message and how you prepare for that next game?
Well, I mean, the message, first of all, we're this is really interesting, too. And I really try to share everything with everybody. We have to be off 2 days this week. Why? Because if you remember, when we were coming back from Xavier on a Sunday night, we got told we're playing UConn on Wednesday. So now all of a sudden, a week that we thought was going to be Friday, Sunday, the next Friday, Sunday, was Friday, Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. So there was no day we could give our players off that week. The NCAA says, that's okay. You can do that when they stick an extra game at you, but you got to give them 2 days off the next week. So basically, we have to be off 2 days this week to pay the price for the first UConn game coming at us. It's so not your problem as media people, but it's my issue. I got to deal with it. And I'm not sure it's a great rule. We got to go by the rules. So our players are going to have to be off a couple of days this week. We're going to have 1 day to get ready for UConn. So we'll try to get him in the gym Wednesday, and then we'd get on we'll charter out there. I'm pointing to Dwayne for that because we appreciate and thank our administration for chartering us, because that's a big deal. Not all administrations do charter us. And Miss Lewis is patting him on the back, but she's got all the pets. Miss Lewis is our purse strings person over there. So thank you too, Carolyn. All right. But thanks to everybody here. All Peter's here and Jill's here. Thanks to everybody for chartering us. But we're going to charter out there to UConn, play UConn on Friday. Then we got to get down to DC. And I think we're chartering, but I didn't even look at that yet. It's a 5-hour bus ride. So I trust we're chartering down there. And then we got to play Georgetown on Sunday. And then we got to get back home and play Marquette on Wednesday. So it's not only just a UConn game we got to be preparing for, but it's a UConn, a road game at Georgetown, and then come back to get a Marquette team on a Wednesday. And so it's just another thrusted three at us when we had a thrusted three at us on both sides of a Friday, Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. So we'll do what we do. We don't. I mean, I'm making you aware of it. I'm not complaining about it. I tell my friends, I tell people all the time, I hate the cliche. It is what it is. It is what it is. But in so many circumstances, it is what it is. We're gonna have to play ball, and we're excited to play ball. Hopefully, we'll get some people back to play ball with. And if not, hopefully Kiera will be back. And Kendall is a big deal for her to step up and make some shots. And now, Hannah and Kiki got minutes tonight. And it's not that they can't play basketball, but they got to be ready to play ball. And they got some good time tonight. And I don't know if I caught it. I yelled down to the other coach, we only got 7. I mean, so I'm not trying to play my starters when we're up 30, but we got nobody else that can play. So, and he's a pro. He understood that. But still, there's no way I could. 2 of them had to be on the floor, all right, till the game ended.
Coach, with the couple of injuries on the bench, is it a worry of yours that the starters could wear down at all?
I really, we talked about that hard yesterday too. If you can open up your starters' heads, I mean, they would be beefing if they didn't play the minutes they're playing. So now when they are playing the minutes they're playing, I tried to remind them yesterday, you can't have it both ways, all right? If I'm just, there's 2 issues going on amongst your team. You've got the 3 people that aren't playing that much, why aren't I playing? And I said, that's between us, all right? You got to prove it, and I got to, you can blame me. It's not a blame game here. We're in this together. But you guys got to make us put you on the floor, what you do every day in practice. That's between the 3 that aren't playing. You 6 that were playing, you can't have it both ways. That argument's out of your argument. You want to be on the floor, you're on the floor. So you can't have it both ways. You can't want to be out there, be beefing when you're not out there, and then at crunch time of the game, be worn out. I mean, there's a lot of teams through the history of basketball that have won a lot of games well into the postseason playing 5. All right. I'm old enough to have played in the era where coaches only played 5. All right. I was a 6th man at DePaul my sophomore year. You know what that meant? That meant I might play 20 minutes one day, no minutes the next 3 games, 6 minutes one game, 2 minutes one game. If somebody broke their head or broke their ankle or had 4 fouls or fouled out, the 6th player played. That's what everybody did. So I'm not saying it's the right way to play basketball, especially the way we get after it. But, it's, am I concerned? I don't worry. You can't coach basketball being afraid. So I try to teach my people to be fearless, and I try to be fearless. So the question was, do I worry? I can't allow worry to enter into the mental equation of, but at the same time, it's a logical, great question. It's the same, it's piggybacking off Trish's question the other day, and they're great questions. I mean, it's a long season. These kids have, these young women have played a lot of minutes, and there's no question about that. But where are we going here? I mean, it's not as simple as just pluck a couple players and put them on the floor. I mean, we were up 37 today when some people were on the floor, and we won by 21. So I'm just with 2 starters out there the whole 13 minutes. So you got a chance to watch and see. So that should help you guys answer the question too.
Well, and when you have a big lead like you had tonight, and then you do put bench players in, how do you balance keeping them being aggressive with not trying to?
No, we never ever tried to tell them to take it easy. We weren't trying to take it easy. When we teach our players, and it's a belief of mine, there's no such thing as garbage time. There's only getting better time. All right. You know, guys that are in their 60s will joke. I was a 20-20-20 guy when I played ball. You know, like, you think, man, 20 points, 20 rebounds, 20 assists. Wow, you were really pretty good. No, 20 seconds left, up 20, down 20, and 20 seconds left to go. I got in the game. If we were up 20, down 20, or 20 seconds to go, I got in the game. Okay, so we don't have garbage time. Every second we're on the bench, we're talking about getting better. We're not talking about trying to rub it in anybody's faces, but there's a possession going on. You're going to win the possession or you're going to lose the possession. And, we talk about getting better time, not garbage time. So we weren't trying to take it easy on them. We weren't trying to hold back. None of that took place tonight. The people that were on the floor were on the floor to make stops, and they were on the floor to score. And you saw what the result was. And so that was with two starters. Into the fourth, I just said, we're going to go 2 minutes. Each of you two starters. I got to keep two starters on the floor. There's nothing I can do here. So 2, 2, 2. And then the last 6 minutes, we went 3-3 and just tried to even the fourth quarter out with the starters, each of the 4 starters playing 5 minutes. That's all we could do. God forbid any of them get hurt when you're up 30, but you can't, I can't play with 4.